There is a battle over your life, and most of it is fought, not in the world around you, but in the words that come out of your own mouth. Every day, you are either speakings that lift you or curses that chain you. You may not even realize it, but your future is being shaped by the words you repeat in your own head and out loud. If you keep saying, "I'm not enough, I'll never make it, life is against me," those words become the walls that trap you. But if you rise and declare, "I am chosen, I am blessed, I am destined for greatness," those words open doors that no man can shut. Every word you speak is more than sound. It is a seed. It may seem small when it leaves your lips, but once spoken, it goes into the soil of your life and begins to grow. Some seeds bring harvests of blessing, strength, and opportunities, while others bring weeds of discouragement, limitation, and defeat. The truth is, you are living today in many ways in the harvest of the words you spoke yesterday. And if you want tomorrow to look different, you must begin planting better seeds today. The power of words has been underestimated because they feel so ordinary. We speak all day, often without even thinking about the impact of what we say. Yet words are never neutral. They either push you forward or pull you backward. They either open doors or close them. When you repeatedly say, "I can't do it," you build invisible chains that hold you back from trying. But when you say, "I will overcome this," you build a ladder that helps you climb out of obstacles. Words are seeds, and like any farmer knows, the harvest always lacks what was planted. You cannot plant bitterness and expect joy. You cannot plant doubt and expect faith. You cannot plant self-criticism and expect confidence. You only reap what you sow. Your life is shaped not just by what people have said about you, but by what you have agreed to say about yourself. Many people live under the shadow of negative words spoken years ago, maybe by a parent, a teacher, or someone who underestimated them. Those words have said, "You'll never succeed," or "You're not smart enough." And over time, those words became part of their identity. But here's the truth: words only had power because they were allowed to take root. The moment you start replacing them with new declarations, with words of blessing and truth, you begin pulling out the weeds and planting fresh seeds of destiny. Words don't just describe your life, they create it. They frame the way you think and influence the choices you make. Someone who constantly says, "Nothing good ever happens to me," will naturally overlook opportunities, even when they're right in front of them. But someone who declares, "I am favored, good things are drawn to me, doors will open for me," walks with expectation. And that expectation attracts opportunities. The difference is not luck. It's the fruit of words spoken consistently over time. It's also important to understand that words carry spiritual weight. They don't just affect your emotions, they influence the atmosphere around you. Words can invite peace into a room, or they can stir conflict. Words can encourage someone's spirit, or they can break it down. When you speak blessings over yourself, you're not being arrogant. You are aligning yourself with the truth that you were created with purpose and value. When you say, "I am strong, I am wise, I am enough," you're not pretending. You are reminding your heart and spirit of what is already true. The power of words is also found in persistence. Seeds don't grow overnight. A farmer doesn't plant once and expect a field full of crops by morning. In the same way, you cannot say something positive once and expect your whole life to change instantly. The harvest comes with consistency. When you bless yourself daily, even when you don't feel it, even when circumstances don't match it, you are watering those seeds until they break through the soil. And one day, without even realizing it, you will step into a new season that looks nothing like your past because you chose to speak life into your future. So, the choice is before you every day. Will you plant seeds of blessing or seeds of cursing? Will you say words that open doors or words that shut them? Will you empower your destiny or sabotage it with your own tongue? The harvest you long for, joy, peace, confidence, success, depends on the words you sow today. Speak carefully, speak intentionally, speak blessings. Because your words are not wasted, they are seeds, and one day you will eat the fruit of what you've spoken. The words you declare about yourself are not just empty statements. They are building blocks of your identity. Every time you speak, you are either reinforcing who you truly are or building a false version of yourself that limits your potential. Identity is not only something you discover, it is something you shape with your words. If you constantly speak weakness, you will begin to see yourself as weak. If you declare strength, you will rise into that strength. The way you speak about yourself is the lens through which you see the world, and the lens through which the world sees you. Think about how many people under an identity that was never truly theirs. Maybe as children they were called slow, lazy, or worthless. And over time, they began to do those same things about themselves. Those declarations didn't just describe their life, they defined it. They became the identity by which they measured themselves. But here's the truth. No negative label has the power to define you unless you give it permission with your agreement. The moment you stop repeating those words and start declaring a new truth, your identity begins to shift. Words can imprison, but words can also liberate. When you declare blessings upon yourself, you are shaping your inner identity. If you say, I am capable, I am wise, I am chosen, you are building a mental framework that influences your decisions, your confidence, and your resilience. Over time, your inner voice becomes your greatest coach instead of your harshest critic. And once you begin to see yourself through the words of blessing, you carry yourself differently. You walk with more confidence, you speak with more clarity, and you step into opportunities you once would have avoided. This isn't about pretending or inflating your ego. It's about aligning your speech with the truth of your potential and worth. The identity you speak also shapes how others see you. People respond to the way you present yourself. If you constantly declare doubt, I don't think I can do this, I'm not really that good, others will begin to see you through that lens. They will doubt your ability because you doubt yourself. But if you speak with conviction, I am prepared, I am ready, I am capable, others will sense that confidence and respond accordingly. Words don't just influence how you see yourself, they train the world on how to see and treat you. Consider leaders, athletes, or successful individuals in any field. Long before they achieved greatness, they declared it. They spoke of themselves as winners, as leaders, as people destined for more. Those declarations shaped their identity internally and projected it outwardly. Even when circumstances didn't match their words, they kept declaring until reality caught up. This is the power of identity in speech. It allows you to grow into the person you were always capable of becoming. The danger is when we use words carelessly and create identities that shrink us. Saying, I'm just unlucky, or I'm not the type of person who can succeed, may feel harmless, but over time, these declarations weave into the very fabric of how we see ourselves. They become self-fulfilling prophecies. You walk away from opportunities because your identity has already convinced you that you are unworthy. This is why changing your declarations is not optional. It is essential if you want to change your life. Shaping identity through speech requires consistency. One declaration won't undo years of negative self-talk, but steady repetition will. Every day you say, I am valuable, I am strong, I am more than enough. You are reprogramming how you see yourself. And slowly, the old identity begins to fade, replaced by a new one built on truth, confidence, and hope. Over time, you stop merely saying the words and begin to embody them. Your speech and your identity merge into one. So guard your words, Speak carefully, not carelessly, because every declaration about yourself is like painting a picture, and you are the canvas. If you keep saying you are broken, you will live broken. But if you keep saying you are blessed, you will live blessed. The identity you shape with your words is the identity you will live by, and it will determine how others view you as well. Speak life into yourself, and the world will begin to see the life you carry. Life often feels like a cycle on repeat. You take a step forward, then somehow you find yourself right back where you started. Discouraged, afraid, or doubting yourself again. For many people, these cycles are not random. They are fueled by words spoken over them in the past and words they continue to speak over themselves in the present. A parent may have said, "You'll never amount to anything." A teacher may have declared, "You're not smart enough." Or maybe it's your own voice whispering, "I always fail, nothing ever works out for me." Over time, those words dig deep grooves into your mind and spirit, creating patterns that feel impossible to escape. But here's the truth: patterns are not permanent. They can be broken. One of the most powerful ways to break them is by speaking blessings over yourself. When you bless yourself with your words, you begin to disrupt the cycle of negativity that has kept you bound. Imagine a record player that skips because of a scratch. Every time it reaches that spot, it jumps back and repeats the same line. That's what happens when you live under negative words. No matter how far you try to go, you get pulled back into the same fears, the same doubts, the same failures. That speaking blessings is like placing a new record on the player. It introduces a new rhythm, a new sound, a new possibility. It stops the endless repetition of defeat and replaces it with the melody of hope and victory. Fear is one of the strongest patterns words can create. If you tell yourself often enough that you can't do something, your mind will believe it and your body will follow. But when you begin to declare, "I am bold, I am courageous, I will not fear," something shifts inside you. Fear loses its grip, and your actions begin to line up with your declarations. You start taking steps you once avoided. You begin facing situations you once ran from. Speaking blessings doesn't mean fear disappears instantly. It means you no longer allow fear to dictate your future. Doubt is another destructive cycle that grows through words. Doubt whispers, "You're not good enough, why even try?" And each time you agree with it, you reinforce its power. But when you start saying, "I am equipped, I am prepared, I am worthy of success," you create cracks in the cycle. Doubt cannot survive where faith-filled words are spoken. It may try to come back, but every blessing you speak weakens its hold until it no longer has authority over your choices. Failure is often the heaviest cycle because it convinces you that your past defines your future. Maybe you tried before and it didn't work, so now you say, "I'll just fail again." But failure is not a permanent identity, it's an event. When you declare blessing, it's like, "I learn, I grow, I rise stronger every time." You strip failure of its power to define you. You begin to see each setback as a stepping stone rather than a dead end. The more you bless yourself, the more you shift your perspective from victim to overcomer. Breaking negative patterns is not about denying reality. It's about creating a new reality with your words. Yes, fear, doubt, and failure may have been part of your story, but they do not have to be the end of your story. Every blessing you speak is a hammer breaking the chains that once held you. Every positive declaration is a seed planted in the soil of your future. Over time, the harvest of those seeds will look completely different from the patterns of your past. So, when you wake up tomorrow, don't just repeat the same words that kept you trapped yesterday. Speak blessings that break the cycle. Say, "I am free, I am capable, I am favored, I am moving forward." The more you speak it, the more you believe it, the more you live it. And soon, the cycle of negativity will be replaced by a cycle of growth, courage, and breakthrough. Your words can be the key that unlocks the door out of fear, doubt, and failure. Speak blessings and watch every negative pattern shatter beneath the power of your own voice. Words are not just sounds that vanish into the air. They carry energy that lingers and shapes the atmosphere around you. Think about how one harsh statement can change the mood of a room instantly. A careless insult can bring silence, tension, or even tears. On the other hand, a single word of encouragement can lift spirits, spark hope, and create an environment of joy. That is the unseen power of words. They create an atmosphere, whether positive or negative, and you are the one who decides which kind of atmosphere surrounds your life by the words you consistently speak. When you choose to bless yourself with your words, you invite an atmosphere of favor. Favor is not just about people liking you. It is about opportunities recognizing you, doors opening for you, and circumstances aligning in your direction. People who consistently speak blessings walk into rooms with a confidence that others notice. They carry themselves differently, and that confidence creates space for favor to flow. When you say, "I am favored, good things are coming to me, the right people will cross my path," you are speaking into existence an atmosphere that attracts opportunities instead of repelling them. Your words create the magnetic field of your life. Peace is another atmosphere that flows from your speech. Many people live in constant turmoil not because of what is happening outside, but because of what they keep saying inside. "I'll never get through this. Everything always falls apart. Nothing works out for me." These words create a storm long before circumstances do. But when you bless yourself with words like, "I am calm, I entrust the process, peace belongs to me," you set the tone of your spirit, and peace becomes the atmosphere around you. Suddenly, the chaos outside cannot control you because the atmosphere inside you is stronger. You carry peace into conversations, into workplaces, into your home. People sense it and are drawn to it because your words have shifted the atmosphere. Opportunities are also shaped by atmosphere. Have you ever noticed that positive? Hopeful people seem to attract possibilities, while negative, pessimistic people seem to repel them. It's not coincidence, it's atmosphere. The words you speak create a climate that either welcomes opportunities or warns them to stay away. If your constant declaration is, "I'll never get a break, I'm stuck, life is against me," you are creating an atmosphere where opportunities feel unwelcome. But when you say, "I'm ready, I'm prepared, my future is bright, doors are opening for me," you create an atmosphere that invites opportunities to find you. Your words become like a signal broadcast into the world, drawing in people the right chances and the right breakthroughs. The atmosphere of your words not only affects you, but also influences everyone around you. When you speak blessings over yourself, you shift the energy in your home, your workplace, your relationships. People feel more encouraged when they are around you, more hopeful, more inspired. Your words become a source of life, not just for yourself, but for others. This is why speaking blessings is not selfish. It's generous. It creates an atmosphere where others can also breathe, grow, and believe. It's also important to recognize that atmosphere builds over time. One positive word is powerful, but the real transformation comes through consistency. Just as a single candle can light up a dark room, but many candles together create a glow that cannot be ignored, the daily repetition of blessings builds an atmosphere that becomes undeniable. Over time, you live in the very world your words created. So take inventory of your atmosphere. Does it feel heavy, full of doubt and stress? If so, it's time to change your words. Speak blessings even before you see results. Say, "I am healthy, I am strong, I am successful, I am at peace." Your words are painting the background of your life, setting the climate of tomorrow. And when you consistently bless yourself, you will live in an atmosphere filled with favor, saturated with peace. and surrounded by opportunities you never thought possible. Every person was created with a destiny. You are not an accident, and your life is not random. Deep within you is a purpose carefully designed by God, a path meant to bring out your best, bless others, and fulfill something greater than yourself. Yet destiny is not something you stumble into by chance. It is something you align with through choices, beliefs, and words. One of the most powerful ways to align yourself with your destiny is through the blessings you speak over your own life. Your words act like a compass, constantly pointing you toward the direction of your calling. When you speak blessings, you are declaring agreement with your future rather than your fears. Fear always tries to convince you that you are unworthy of greatness, that you are too weak, too late, or too flawed to fulfill your purpose. But destiny does not bow to fear. It responds to faith. Each time you say, I am chosen, I am equipped, I am walking in my purpose, you shift your spirit from hesitation into alignment with the reason you were created. You begin to live with intention instead of drifting aimlessly. Alignment with destiny also means shedding words that pull you away from your purpose. Many people unknowingly sabotage themselves by declaring defeat before they even try. They say, I'll never change, I'll never get out of this. People like me don't succeed. Those words are not just statements, they are barriers that block alignment with destiny. You cannot speak curses and expect a life of blessing. You cannot repeatedly declare limitations and expect to walk in limitless purpose. To align with your destiny, your words must agree with it. Think about how a ship sets sail. If the captain programs the wrong coordinates into the navigation system, the ship will never arrive at its true destination, no matter how much power the engine has. In the same way, if you fill your life with words that misalign you from your destiny, you may be working hard, but going in the wrong direction. Speaking blessings is like entering the right coordinates into your spirit. It ensures that your energy, focus, and actions all move toward the future you were created for. Blessings also prepare your heart for opportunities that destiny will bring. Sometimes doors open suddenly, and without preparation, people miss them. But when you bless yourself daily with words of purpose, you are conditioning your spirit to recognize and step into opportunities instead of shrinking back. Declaring, I am ready, I am favored, I am walking in doors meant for me, creates a readiness that ensures when destiny calls, you are already aligned to answer. Alignment with the words is not just about the future. It also transforms your present. When you bless yourself with destiny-centered declarations, you begin to carry yourself differently. You walk with confidence because you know your life has meaning. You speak with clarity because you are not just talking randomly, you are speaking as someone aware of their mission. You treat others with more kindness because you understand that every connection is part of a bigger picture. People notice the shift and they respond to it, creating even more opportunities for your destiny to unfold. Most importantly, speaking blessings aligns your spirit with the truth of who you already are. Destiny is not something you have to earn. It is something already placed within you. Speaking blessings is simply agreeing with what has been there all along. It is declaring, I am who I was created to be, and I will live in alignment with that truth. This alignment silences distractions, strengthens resolve, and gives you the courage to keep moving forward even when challenges arise. So choose your words carefully. Every blessing you speak is like a step onto the path of destiny. Every declaration of purpose pulls you closer to the future designed for you. Don't let careless words steer you off course. Speak life, speak alignment, speak destiny. Because the more you bless yourself with truth, the more your spirit rises to meet it, and the more your life begins to reflect the calling you were born to fulfill. Transformation does not from what you do once. It comes from what you do daily. Just as eating one healthy meal will not change your body, and going to the gym once will not build your strength, speaking blessings over yourself once will not create lasting change. The real power lies in consistency, making declarations a daily practice until they become the rhythm of your life. When you choose to consistently bless yourself, you begin to build momentum. That momentum becomes unstoppable, transforming your mindset, shaping your character, and ultimately changing your results. Your mindset is the first thing that shifts through daily declaration.